When did you realize you don't really have friends? When I got evicted and discovered my so-called best friends had been lying to me for months about literally everything. I lived with 3 roommates in this amazing downtown apartment. We'd been tight since college, like seriously tight. Jake, Emma, Sarah, and me. We did everything together, shared Netflix passwords, took turns cooking dinner, had sacred Friday movie nights with homemade popcorn. We even had matching keychains from this trip we took to Vegas last year. I thought we were family. Real family. The kind who'd have each other's backs no matter what. Last month, my manager cut my hours at the restaurant. Tips were down. Business was slow, the usual story. I was stressed because rent was coming up and I was going to be about $200 short. Not the end of the world, but enough to worry about. I called a house meeting and laid it out honestly. Told them I might need help with my portion this month, and asked if we could work something out. Maybe I could cover extra utilities next month, or do all the grocery shopping. Something fair. They were so understanding. Jake said, money comes and goes, don't stress about it. Emma hugged me and said, that's what friends are for. Sarah suggested I just pay what I could, and we'd figure out the rest later. I felt so grateful to have people who actually cared about me. 2 weeks later, I came home from a double shift, exhausted and ready for leftover pizza. When I saw it, a bright orange eviction notice taped to our front door. My heart literally stopped. The paper said we were 3 months behind on rent and had 5 days to pay or get out. I was completely confused. I'd been paying my portion every month like clockwork, always on time, sometimes early. I called an emergency house meeting, texting everyone to get home immediately because we had a crisis. When they all showed up, I was expecting panic. Instead, Jake just shrugged and said, oh yeah, that. Emma looked at her nails. Sarah seemed bored. That's when the truth came out, piece by piece, like pulling teeth. Jake casually mentioned he'd been staying at his girlfriend's place most nights for the past few months. Just sleeping over, you know. Emma admitted she'd actually moved back in with her parents in February, but kept her stuff in our apartment because it was convenient. Sarah revealed she'd been crashing at her sister's house for weeks because they had better Wi-Fi for her remote job. I stared at them, trying to process what I was hearing. So who's been paying rent? I asked. Silence. Long, horrible silence. Turns out none of them had been paying their portions for months. They'd all found other places to stay, but never bothered telling me. I'd been living essentially alone this entire time, covering utilities for an mostly empty apartment, wondering why the electric bill seemed high and why we never ran out of hot water anymore. The landlord confirmed it when I called. They'd stopped paying in January, but kept their keys and kept showing up whenever they wanted. They'd waltz in for our Friday movie nights, eat the food I'd bought, use our Wi-Fi, then disappear back to their actual homes to sleep. I'd been maintaining this apartment like a social club for them, cleaning common areas, buying toilet paper, keeping the fridge stocked, paying for streaming services they used but never contributed to. I confronted them in our group chat that night, asking how they could let me think we were splitting everything when I was actually covering most expenses alone. Jake said I should have figured it out. It wasn't their job to spell everything out for me. Emma claimed they thought I knew, and just didn't mind. Sarah read my messages but never responded. Within a week, they'd cleared out their remaining stuff while I was at work. No goodbye, no apology, nothing. Just empty rooms and me scrambling to find a new place before the sheriff showed up. I'm sleeping on my cousin's couch now, working extra shifts to save up for a security deposit somewhere else. Meanwhile, they're all posting Instagram stories from their actual homes, sharing memes in our old group chat like nothing happened, planning weekend trips together. Apparently, I wasn't their roommate or their friend. I was their free entertainment venue with benefits.